Hello, Cayla. She's not here.
Sorry.
Oh, there she is. I see you now. I was like, if you're not here, I can wing it, but it's not
No,
going to be nearly as good.
you're good. Can y'all hear me okay? I couldn't tell if I was cutting out or what. So for some reason, am I still cutting out or is it just me on my end?
You're
Okay.
not cutting out at all.
I just
And
have a lag on my computer.
I would like to point out we have 2 Amber Livacies and we have 2 Cayla Sandlins. Jessica, you are also Cayla Sandlin.
Hey.
Awesome. Well, guys, welcome. And like I said, high five to each of you. That's really a weird phrase, especially since I'm not with you to give you a high five. But I love these calls. Welcome to like the 854th Slim Sisters call of 2017. I don't know how many we've had at this point, but there's been a lot. And they've all been so, so, so good. But have you guys been able to tell that I've been really excited about this call? Has that come across? I hope it has. And I want to tell you why very briefly. And then I'm going to let Cayla talk to us for a while. But first of all, I want to make sure everybody's got something to take notes with. Either you're going to take them on your phone or pad and paper or something because you're going to want to take notes. Cayla and I and Julie West, Cayla's sister-in-law, had brunch a few weeks ago, and Cayla started telling me about some of the stuff that she's going to share with y'all tonight. And I was just sitting there going, oh my goodness. And she told me she was doing a call for her team. And I basically said, no, you're doing a call for our whole team, for all of Slim Sisters, because we need to know this stuff. I, of course, said, is that okay? But I think I did. I may have just said, no, that's what we're doing. I don't know. But as I was listening to her talk, there were a couple things that stuck out to me. First of all, her passion in her voice. I want you guys to get that. So much about what we do is all about passion. And second of all, stuff that she was saying I had never heard before. And so I was pretty sure that most of y'all had never heard it before. And I really thought this of our business. So like I said, if you guys are joining us for the first time, let me just give you a little bit of instruction. You can see us and we can see you. If at any time you need to turn off your camera, which we pray you don't do because we like to faces. It makes talking a lot better than just speaking to black boxes. But if you do need to turn off your video, in the bottom left corner of your screen, there's a little video camera. Just click on that. We do have everybody muted right now except for me and Cayla. That just cuts down on background noise. And like I said, this is being recorded, so we'll post it on Slim Sisters page either later tonight or tomorrow morning. I am going to ask for Jessica Sandlin. I just completely caught her off guard. If you would just unmute. This is one of Cayla's sister-in-laws. I have known Jessica for I don't even know how long. A long, long, long time. We grew up going to school together. And just want to ask you to just have a word of prayer over our call tonight.
Dear Jesus, we just come before you tonight. We just thank you so much for this next hour that we're going to have. I just lift Cayla up to you, God. I'm so thankful for her. I'm thankful for her as a family member, but also as a leader to me in this beautiful company that we call Plexus. I pray that you will just use her and just help her to have clear thought and to just kind of share everything that's been on her heart, and that it will help us and that we will learn something new. I pray most of all, God, that your name will be glorified tonight. I'm just so, so grateful for the people on this call and the privilege that we have to have this community together. And it's in your son's name. Amen.
Awesome. Cayla, this is Cayla Sandlin, a senior Ruby on our team, and we are eager to hear from you tonight. So take it away, hon.
Yay. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for the sweet words. I promise I didn't pay anybody this time to say nice things and then have one of my sister-in-laws pray. It's just so sweet. I almost was just like in tears. It's just so neat how God can work things out. So I'm super excited to share with you guys. If you don't know me, you will find out really quickly that my brain goes sometimes like 100 miles an hour, and my mouth doesn't always catch up as quickly. So I might get really excited about something, and I might say, oh, wait, go back. And then I might have to say it again. So that's why it's good to have your notes, and it's being recorded. One thing I will say is those of you who are local, you're going to get kind of 2 doses of this because our big event that we're having on Saturday, our Equip, Empower, and Engage event, I'm going to be going over a lot of this stuff as well, maybe a little bit expanded a little bit more even, but I'm going to try to give you guys the nitty gritty of it. So definitely keep your pens and your pencil and take some notes. And if for some reason, Amber, I do start lagging, let me know because my computer's messing up for some reason. So just holler at me. Okay, so yes, Amber's right. I recently have changed quite a bit in my business in the last month. Like you guys, some of you, I guess, I personally have been in this business for about 18 months, a little bit more now. And I will be real honest with you. I felt like I had gotten to the part where I felt like I was posting like crazy on Facebook, and so that was good. I was posting all the time, doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was reaching out to people, and I was trying to get involved in things. I went and got into different type of workout groups, moms clubs, like different things, and doing as much as I could. But I still was finding slower progress than what I was wanting. And so I needed to make some changes. If you feel the word stuck, which I don't really love that word, but if you feel that way, then you probably need to be doing some self-development. And I kind of felt like I had hit the end of my well, so to speak, of my warm market. I didn't know who to reach out to anymore. So I was feeling that word stuck, okay? So that is a big clue. If you're not growing, if your team isn't growing, then that means you aren't growing. And if you aren't growing, your team will not grow. So I can just tell you guys that ahead of time. So I started doing some growth myself. I not only went to books, to YouTubes, and not even books and YouTubes or things just about Plexus. I started looking at network marketing as a whole. I even started talking to different people who are in different types of network marketing. How do you do things? What do we do? Like, just comparing notes and figuring out where do I need to grow. So these are some things I'm going to share with you guys that I've been changing over the last month. And I personally, so far in 30 days, have seen quite a change. And I'm very excited. And so I'm excited to share with you guys. So as the call, I guess, was titled 3 Steps to Success, these are kind of the 3 things I'm going to really touch on. The first thing we're going to talk about is branding yourself. If you're like me, I have heard that term for 18 months. Brand yourself, brand yourself. But I don't think I really knew what that meant. I'm a tangible person, so sometimes I need you to really write it out for me and show me what that means, and then I can duplicate that. But I kept trying to think I knew what it meant. The second thing we're going to talk about is expanding your network and how you can do it all from your phone. Because I know some of you might be on this call, you work full time. So getting to the gym every day, maybe getting to a mom's group or getting to, a coffee date or whatever, it's hard. It's hard with our schedules stretched thin. And we talk about time freedom with Plexus, and that's what we want to focus on. So that's the second thing, how to expand your network. And then the third thing is how to close your deal. So we're going to just jump right into it, okay? So I'm going to give you guys lots of information. I might be kind of looking to the side a little bit, making sure to go through my notes. You guys can kind of be a practice round for me on Saturday as well with some of the things I'm going to talk about. So going to number 1, branding yourself. I want you to think about, first of all, branding yourself and using a marketing tool like social media is huge. If you do not use social media, and a part of social media, primarily Facebook, but even Instagram, even Snapchat, even all of these other different things, I'm going to say Facebook is probably going to be a primary. And the reason why I say that is because you have all different ages and people from different walks. Like I have I used to be a 4th grade teacher. I have students who friend me, and then my grandma friends me. Okay, so I mean the span of people is a lot different. Where Snapchat, Instagram, they're good to use, but they also have specific kind of generations sometimes in it, or people who are more active in it. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about Facebook, but I'm using social media as a whole. I want you to make sure you're using social media, first of all. It is a free marketing tool. And it is a way for you to, I want you to think about it like this. I want you to think that your social media, okay, so maybe primarily Facebook, we might say, this is like a journal or a blog of your life, Okay. I'm personally not a big journaler or a blogger. I want to get straight to the point kind of person, and I don't like to read all the extra fluff. Now, that is nothing against other people, because I know that is some people's love language, but it's just not personally for me. So, but social media is it's not really a full journal or a blog, but it's the bullet points of that journal or a bullet point of that blog. So you need to show people what your life is about. I love Plexus, you guys. I love Plexus, but that is not the only thing I love in my life. I have a family. I have a little boy. I have a church I'm involved in. I have ministries. I have friends. I have outside things. And so I want to make my journal or my blog of my social media the bullet points of my life. And I want to share all of those things. Okay, so the type of thing I want you to think about when you're using social media is what we call attraction marketing. Okay, when you are marketing yourself, that's really what you're doing. Okay, Facebook is a personal account. So you are signing up with your name and you are sharing your personal things. It's not set up to be a tool. It's not set up to just be advertisement. It's not set up, it's set up to be personal. So that's what we want to make our posts about, how Plexus fits into my personal life, not a running newsfeed of an advertisement. So that's what we really want to focus on when we say attraction marketing. You want to make your marketing, which is yourself, attractive. Okay. And I'm not meaning, make sure your makeup and your hair is always done. I'm not saying that you should always take pictures of yourself just rolling out of bed. Okay. But you want to make yourself attractive to other people. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. I want you to think, like I said, of your life, kind of, you're pouring your life on this bullet point of your blog or your journal. I want people to look at your page, okay, your personal timeline. And now, hear me when I say this, okay, so don't cut me off. Let me finish the full thing. I want people to look at your life, okay, Plexus involved, your family, your church, whatever is your life. I want them to look at that, and by what you're sharing, I want them to want what you have. Not to be envious. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not wishing envy or anything like that on people. But we want to show them what time freedom looks like. Not just, hey, join Plexus and you get time freedom. Okay, but I didn't show you what it looked like. But if I showed you what time freedom looked like, that I got to stay at home with my little one and go to the park today, or I got to be a mom to go on a field trip, or I didn't have to punch in the clock from this to this, or whatever it might be, show them the time freedom to where they're wanting what you have. They're wanting, how do I get that? Okay. Same things, when it comes to the product. Instead of just saying, hey, guess what? Slim can actually help you with all of your sugar cravings. Instead, I could maybe flip a post and talk about how I've always dealt with sugar cravings. And I'm so thankful, about 18 months ago, I tried out some things that now I don't struggle with that anymore. I never even had to mention Plexus, you guys. I'm not saying don't ever mention Plexus, but you see what I'm saying? I'm switching how you're talking about it. So now I'm making people curious. I don't want so many people, and I did this too, y'all. I puked Plexus on people. I posted things because it was easy. I could easily copy and paste. I could easily not think about it and check it off my list that I posted today, so I did my job. But that is not being intentional about your posts, okay? It's almost as if you were to go to an hour-long workout class, and let's say you're doing strength that day. You did all of your squats completely incorrect. You didn't even do it correctly, good form. You just were kind of lazy. You were doing sit-ups, but you didn't even really try. You were just kind of barely doing it. You were doing it, but you're not going to see any of the results that you would if you actually did it correctly and with intention. And I guess that's my huge word there is when you're posting, you want to be intentional. And now my post, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to think about. I kind of really think, because I want to be transparent. I want to be real. Now, hear me when I say this. I'm not saying that I want to pour my whole entire life out for everyone to know all about. You have to use your discretion on that. But I do want to be real because people relate to real, okay? They don't want to be sold something. They just want to know that you're just like them. And now since you're just like them, they can do what you're doing. Does that make sense? So you see how when you're branding yourself, it is so important. And another thing, when I talked about not puking plexus on people, I know that that's kind of a harsh phrase, but that kind of is how it can come across to people. I think it's almost, again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't put plexus or anything in your post, but so many times we get so used to every single post putting hashtag plexus, hashtag pink drink, hashtag this. And not that that's bad, you guys, because hashtags are really great. And that's a whole nother thing that we could talk about to really help your business and to help you expand. But here's the problem. If anyone else out there is like me, I had a preconceived knowledge of what I thought plexus was. I thought plexus was one of those programs that people could just get skinny real quick, all it's unnatural. And I turned it off because I knew what I thought it was. So when you're posting that way, your audience, your viewers, there are probably a lot who could have the same idea. So I think it's best, in my opinion, this is the best compliment I could get now when it comes to my posting, is when people reach out to me, which yes, we'll talk about that, y'all. I have people reaching out to me about plexus, which has never happened in my business, and we're going to talk about that. But when people reach out to me and say, I saw your post, it was so inspiring, what do you do? Not, oh, you're one of those plexus people. No, they're wondering, they're curious, okay? And it's so important that when you are branding yourself on social media, that you are being attractive, attraction marketing. So guess what? Even though, all of us can be on the products and sometimes we're still going to get sick, right? It happens. Sometimes we still might get, our head might hurt or whatever, because our bodies are also our bodies. You don't have to go tell everybody about it, okay? Like, you don't need to be sharing that to everything. You don't need to be sharing everywhere that you don't feel good today, or that this happened at your work and your boss made you so mad and you hate this person. And you want to be attractive. You want people to want to come to your team because you're inspiring. Remember, you're exciting, you're fun. They want to be on a team like that. That's when you're going to start seeing business builders. Okay. Yes, you want people to come to you with the products and you want to be posting about that as well, but you want people to see what you have on your team and want to have a leader like you. That's what you want. But if you're Debbie Downer, why are they going to want to come join your team? It sounds like a sad place to be. So we have to be consistent with our posting about what our brand is. So do I have bad days? You betcha. We all do, right? But don't go posting about it, okay? Because you're branding yourself, and that's not attractive. And if it is attractive, you're going to attract the wrong kind of people, okay? So misery loves company. So if you share it, they're going to join you. And that's not who you need to build your team. So this is what I personally do, okay? Something tangible for you guys to hold on to. Some of you who are newer with using Facebook and social media, this might sound like a lot to you, so we can give you an option to work your way up. That's what I love about Plexus is I'm not saying in order to be any type of successful, you have to do this, this, and this. You can take baby steps to reach your goals and to get out of your comfort zones. So this is what I personally do. I use social media quite a bit, so it's not a problem for me. I try to post 5 times a day, okay? Not about Plexus, just in general. 5 times a day, okay? And we're going to talk about why when it comes to algorithms in just a second. The first thing I always post, I personally always post every morning, I post a motivational quote for a couple reasons. One, I want people to see that this is my life, like that I'm a motivating, excuse me, sorry y'all. I'm a motivating person, and that if you were to join my team, I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to help you. And this is how I conduct my life. Let me get water. And then another reason I do that is because I started in the morning because it motivates me. It keeps me accountable for my day and for my business and for my life. And that motivation might be different. It might be about exercising. It might be about dreams. It might be scriptures that the Lord laid on my heart that morning. It's whatever it might be. But I always, personally, I like to do it in the morning, and that's just me because it helps me as well. But always a motivational post, okay? And don't hashtag Plexus on it. Just remember, you're just attracting, you're branding yourself, attraction marketing, showing people who you are. I always then also try to do 2 personal posts throughout the day, okay? Nothing related to Plexus, nothing to products, just personal. So whether I'm out and about with my friends, my family, my little one, whatever it is, okay? And then I try to do 1 product and 1 business. Now, this is really important for you to know your network. When you're posting, remember, it's intentional, okay? So my particular network is moms, okay? So I need to know my network. So what are things that I'm gonna post about, you think? Well, I know y'all are muted, but be thinking about this. What are things that you would think that I would post to attract moms? Okay, so I would attract energy, staying at home, breastfeeding, pregnant, any of those types of things, right? I want to do things that are going to catch their eye. So you need to know your network. You need to know the majority of your people, what would reach them. Now, I do different posts as well, but I'm intentional about what I am posting about. So those 5 posts, again, we have motivational, 2 personal, a business, and a product. Now remember, when I do a business, I am not saying, please come join me for $34.95 and you can work with Plexus and because I sound like an infomercial, okay? And we do not want to sound that way. We want to set ourselves apart from all of these other network marketing that do that you guys get added to probably on a daily basis of groups. We want to set ourselves apart and show that we're different. So what we need to do then is we have to figure out how to post. That's why I say talk about the time. Talk about, like, for example, if you guys are friends with me, I just posted a post before this call because I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm totally in my pajamas right here, okay? And they are red polka dot pajamas, but which kind of defeated the purpose. But I look all, business-like on top. So I've made a post talking about how I'm about to speak to almost 100 people on a call, and I get to be business on top and comfort on the bottom. And I don't say anything about Plexus, and I just say, if you would love to run a successful business from home while you're getting to be in your own comfort or, something like that, and I didn't say anything. And guess what? Literally 2 minutes after I posted, I got a voice message from someone I don't even know. And I'll tell you why I don't even know her, because of how I'm expanding my network. And she said, what do you do? How do you make money from your own home? I have a toddler. You see what I'm saying? You see how this is now I'm branding myself. But if I would have put Plexus all over it, I would have either come off as an infomercial from her, or she could have had a preconceived knowledge of what she thought it was. So I'm making myself attractive and them wanting what I have in a right kind of way and making them curious. Okay, and then I can build on that curiosity with momentum, and we'll talk about that. So I'm hoping that kind of makes sense of how you guys brand yourself. This is so important, you guys, because there's no reason for me to even go to the second thing, expanding your network, if you don't brand yourself properly. First of all, if you don't post at all, then there's no reason to expand your network. And I'm just being real with y'all, okay? Because I've been there, and so I'm going to shoot it to you straight. I'm not going to kind of sugarcoat it. So if you don't use social media at all, there's no reason to even go on to the second point. Or if you don't brand yourself properly, again, you're going to expand your network and your audience, and then they're going to be like, oh, it's none of those Plexus, another network marketing people, okay? And unfortunately, that's the name that's out there because of all the other network marketings that do it incorrectly. And so unfortunately, we get thrown into that bundle. So we have got to make sure we do it correctly, all right? So some head nods on branding yourself, all right? And if you don't know what that means, guess what? You want more information? Go do some self-development. Look for attraction marketing. Look for branding yourself. Follow me. Follow different people that you think post, that type of way, and get ideas, okay? Remember, I said ideas. So don't take my posts, but just ideas. And this is why I'm going to tell you guys that. I'm going to go a little bit into some social media algorithms, okay? Before we go on to the second thing. I want you guys to know I've been doing a little bit of research. One, it's like I told you, I've been kind of self-developing and talking to other people, looking into things and researching on the computer. And okay, like I said, Facebook is made as a personal site, okay? But since network marketing has come in and gotten even bigger with so many people, because network marketing is the way to go, right? I mean, it is the future and it is what's keeping up with the times. So many people are doing it, but unfortunately a lot incorrectly. So it can burn some bridges. But Facebook tries to do everything they can sometimes to not make it a big sales ad on everyone's newsfeed, right? They try to do a really good job to see what you're interested in, and that's what you see in your newsfeed. And how do they do that? How do they know what you're interested in? Some of this can sound a little weird, okay? But it's kind of like, you know, when you like talk about something and all of a sudden it like comes up in an email. Isn't that weird, y'all? It's so creepy. But anyways, it's what it is. How do they know? So when you're looking at different things and you start commenting on stuff, you start commenting on different things, they start to catch a trend. Okay, so it's super great that all of us Plexus people are helping each other out and commenting on different people's posts. But for a long time, I felt like all I was seeing in my newsfeed was only Plexus. And not that that was a bad thing, because it was encouraging, but it didn't help grow my network because you guys were already Plexus. So I was like, that's really weird. But then I thought about it. Who am I commenting a lot on, and what things am I interested in? Plexus. So that's what's coming up in my newsfeed. So something for you guys to know is the more that you personally comment on people's posts, okay, other people's posts, the more that they're going to see your post. Okay, let me say it again. The more you comment on someone else's posts, the more they will see your post. For example, the people that you are seeing in your newsfeed, they are seeing you in their newsfeed, okay? So if I'm seeing Amber all the time, it's probably one, because I comment on her stuff a lot, and she's commenting on mine. So I will imagine to say that I'm probably in her newsfeed quite a bit. That's why she's commenting, because she sees my stuff. And I see her stuff quite a bit. It's because I'm commenting. I see her stuff. So the people, if you're only seeing Plexus people in your newsfeed, then you're not doing enough commenting on other people's posts, okay? And I'm not saying, don't go out and be fake, be genuine, be real. You know, if you guys probably scroll through all the time and you see a little kid and you think, oh my gosh, they are so cute. Well, instead of just thinking it, just go write it real quick. That's it. Be genuine. Don't go make up something, but go and just start commenting, okay? That's going to help with the algorithms of Facebook. For you to start, I'm telling you this because if I'm going to tell you how to expand your network, it's going to make sense in just a second. Something else that I used to be really guilty of, and I no longer do it, but I used to use pre-posting like apps, okay? And I did it because I wanted to help myself stay consistent. Life is busy. I would see a good post. I want to use it. But here's the problem I found. I started even doing some research, but then I also did my own trial. And when I was using pre-posting type apps, okay, like pre-scheduling my apps, I was not getting as many likes or comments on it. And I thought it was really strange. Like, I mean, I maybe would get like 1 or 2 likes and like not even a comment. And I knew it was normal to sometimes get like the crickets after comments and stuff like that. But it didn't seem to be helping me. Well,
Hey, Cayla.
Yeah.
Can you real quick, for some who don't know, explain what you mean by the pre-posting, what we're talking about?
So pre-posting apps, there are different ones. I guess I can say them, right? Doesn't matter. Okay. Hootsuite is one. Every Post. I think there's one called like Tiny Torch. Basically, they're apps that you can be like, hey, tomorrow at 8 a.m., I want you to post this post with this picture on Facebook and Instagram, and you can set it up that way, which is a nice feature to have for convenience, but it wasn't really necessarily being intentional like I talked about. So what I saw was happening, I was using these posts quite often, or these pre-posting apps quite often. And like I said, I was seeing less likes and less comments. So I decided to stop using them, and also through some research, I realized that with social media algorithms, especially like we said, we're talking a lot primarily Facebook, is that because Facebook is made for a personal site, they are trying to get away from all of this business posting. That's why they really, if you guys get messages a lot that's like, please, like boost and put a thumbs up and boost your business page, because they want your business to be on those pages, not through the story of your life. Oh, that's a song. But they, like not through the actual story, okay? They want it to be a separate thing. So some people say, well, that's not fair. They can't do that. Well, guess what? We don't pay for it, so they can kind of do whatever they want. It's a free site, okay? So when you're using these pre-posting or pre-scheduling apps, it is actually lessening the visibility for other people to see your posts, okay? And so I even tried it out myself. And my sister-in-law, Jessica, who prayed for us, I even kind of shared some of these things with her at the very beginning. And she kind of was like, all right, Cayla, let's try a couple of these things. And she kind of jumped on with me, and we kind of did our own trials and to see if that was true. And Jessica can probably agree with me. It is completely true. Our likes and our comments are totally out of the roof compared to what they were when we were pre-posting, because they're getting visibility now. Also, when you're constantly using hashtag plexes or hashtag this or whatever, not saying you don't use hashtags. I'm just saying if it's always about the same thing, Facebook can notice those trends and lessen those visibilities as well. Okay. Another thing that is really huge, you guys, and I was a victim, not a victim, guilty of this, I guess I could say. Wasn't a victim. But I was known. I did this all the time. And when people signed up, I said, it's okay. You don't have to know what to post. Just go and copy someone else's post and then don't share it. Never hit the share button. That was like a big no-no that I learned from the beginning, which is still true. Don't share it. But I said, just go copy it and save the photo and then paste it as your own and send it. And I thought, well, it's not a big deal because I don't have a lot of mutual friends with this person. The only people who are going to see it again are Plexus people. And so I did that for a long time. I trained my people to do that. But another algorithm is showing you guys that when you're copying and pasting someone else's post, even to take it as your own, Facebook is actually lessening that visibility and the original poster, okay? So let's say that, Celeste comes up with a great post and everybody's friends with Celeste, and they're like, oh my goodness, that's so good. So they copy it, they paste it, and they send it off. Well, all of these people start doing the same thing. All of those posts are lessening the visibility, so you're not getting as much visibility as you could. And Celeste, the one who actually was the original poster, she didn't know everyone was going to just go and copy it. And her post is getting less visibility. And why is that happening? Well, it's happening because, again, Facebook is a personal site. Who goes and copies like by the masses? Yeah, also jail time can happen. So that's something else that we've learned. Just copying and pasting, it can also get you in jail. Crazy Facebook jail. But, you just have to be really careful though, because when you're copying and pasting like that, when it's going out to the masses, that's who does that to a personal post, right? If I'm just posting about getting a pedicure with my friend, why are, 300 other people copying and posting the same thing? You don't do that. Same with pre-posting. Why would you pre-post a personal post, right? You just don't. You do it because you have a reason, an agenda. You want to get something across. And so they're recognizing that, and therefore lessening the visibilities. So these are some things that I've just been learning. Now, is that to say that if someone shares a great story that, like the other day, I'll use my sister-in-law again, for example, she posted a great story about herself and kind of her testimony. Now, I would love to share what she has to say, but what would be better is to maybe use her picture, change the picture up, first of all, okay, because you don't want to go in Facebook jail. So do something with it, put a little extra wording in it or something. And instead of just copying her story, or even sometimes just putting my sister-in-law Jessica shares and then the whole thing again, is just rewrite her story in your own words. Because guys, people are going to really quickly see through with your branding. Remember that, okay, so you're basically just copying all of this, or, that doesn't even sound like you. You don't even talk like that. Like, you know what I mean? So just be real? Well, it might take a little bit more time than just copying and pasting. Yeah, but you know what? To get the abs that you want, to get the, the glutes and the thighs, you got to do the squats and the sit-ups correctly to get the results. You've got to do your posting and your branding and your attraction marketing correctly in order to get the results, okay? Be intentional, back at that word. So those are kind of a couple little social media tips that I want to share with you guys. Comment on more people's stuff. Look at your news feed. If you're not seeing other people besides Plexus, then you're not doing enough commenting on other people's stuff. I'm not saying don't keep supporting Plexus, because yes, we want to help get our stuff through the visibility again and shoot through our news feeds, because it has been shown basically the more comments that you get and the more likes, think of it like a point system, okay? The more likes and the more comments that you're getting, the more they see that it's a trend, and they're going to shoot it back through the news feed. Okay, so yes, help your Plexus brothers and sisters out, because there's brothers out there too. Help them out, okay, and comment. And here's something I personally do. If it's a Plexus post and Amber writes, "Oh, I just love your story," don't just like it. Go and comment yourself, because your comment counts as another point. So I'm going to comment to Amber, and because I want to help my post boost back through. I'm going to say, "Thanks so much, Amber. Thanks, girl. Couldn't do it without you," or whatever. Go and comment. You're going to help it boost your visibility, okay? So those are just some things that I've learned about social media algorithms and how they work. Pretty much the same thing as for like Instagram and stuff like that too. The more comments, the more it's going to boost through. It's a little bit differently, but like I said, primarily I'm talking about Facebook, because I feel like it reaches more of the masses and more different types of people from all ages and walks of life, rather than something that's just trendy right now. So anyways, that's important to know when you're branding about social media algorithms. And moving on to the second point, which is expanding your network. And I might get some water before. I'm sorry if I talk fast. So I did used to be a teacher, and my husband and I both said the same thing when they would be like, "Miss Sandlin, you're talking so fast." I'd be like, "Oh, well, good. You need to listen faster." So that's what I would tell my fourth graders. That might have been mean, but I do talk quick. So, okay, expanding your network. Now, like I said, yes, you can get out of your house, which I encourage you to do. Go to the grocery store, talk to a stranger, talk to the cash register. Go talk to the lady who's offering you to help with your shoes or whatever. I encourage you to still do all of those things, okay? That is super important. Always be on the lookout for who might need an opportunity, okay? That's important. But you can also do a lot from your home. So the first thing that I would say is use your resources, which is social media. Okay, that is a huge resource. You are going to see more people on this on a daily basis than you will in your whole entire day of people, right? Because we know the story of everybody's lives through Facebook and social media. So you're going to see more people on here than you will out and about. So use this, use it to your advantage. So how do you do it? Two different things I'm going to teach you about expanding your network from your phone in your social media. First, I have been doing this for the last month. Every night before I go to bed, okay, I kind of do it like a checkoff list. So every night when I lay down in bed and I'm finally like, because the day is done, I've been running like crazy, doing whatever, and I will do it tonight still, okay, even if I'm tired or I've been doing tons of stuff, I always do it before I fall asleep. I go to my friends list of friends, okay? Now, let me tell you what kind of friends you want to go to. I don't want to go to friends who are already on my Plexus team, okay? Because my mindset is I'm wanting to friend people who are outside of these networks. In other words, I don't want to go to Amber's friends list and friend all of her people, because I want Amber to get her people. Like, I want them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Amber's network. But there are people I have talked to who have given me hard no's about Plexus, or they're a part of another network marketing company. Maybe it's not health and wellness, but maybe it's, lips or makeup or hair or something to make your house smell. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all of those people, and they're not interested, at least at this time. I'm going to start going to their friends list. I'm also going to think about people who are big influencers, who know a lot of people, okay? I'm not going to go to like my husband's a high school teacher. I'm not going to go to some of the girls who friend me who are 16 and 17 right now. And I'm not going to go friend all of them because they can't even sign up yet. Okay. So I want to use it wisely because Facebook only gives you 5,000 friends. And I said only because I know for some of y'all, you're thinking only, oh my goodness, that's a ton of people. And you're right. That is a ton of people, but you're going to start learning how to network and how to expand your network properly. And hopefully if you're doing this properly, you can easily add at least 500 people to that list every month. Okay, easily. It's not a hard thing to do, but it takes work, it takes intention, and it takes just following through and being consistent. So every night I go back to bed go back to bed, sometimes that too. I go to bed and I find a friend, okay, following one of those categories I told you about, and I go to their friends list, okay? And I start scrolling through the friends list. Now, I used to do this, and I was really picky about who I would choose. Like, we had to have like 30 or more mutual friends, or, oh my goodness, I don't want them seeing my personal life, and I don't want them, and I'm not trying to say that you need to share your life with every single person, but at the same time, I hope you guys do know this. If you already have a Facebook, even if it's private and you have a picture or it's put out there, guess what? It's on the internet some way or another. You put anything on the internet, I'm just going to let you know it's already out there. All right. You just might not be able to see it. So, don't let it scare you to friend people you might not know. I'm not saying go friend a stranger, but if you've got some mutual friends with them and you can kind of tell from their picture that they're somewhat judging a book by the cover, kind of look like a decent person and not like some real creeper, then go friend them, okay? And know your network. So for me, my network is moms. I look for those profile pictures of moms with their kids and the families and all of those things because that's my network. Don't friend the creepers. Write that down. So I go through this friends list and I try to do 20 a night. Okay. And I personally do my work days Monday through Friday. I set my business hours on what days I'm going to work and what days I'm going to put forth certain efforts on doing different things and IPA. And so that's, if I'm doing 20 and I'm trying to do that every night before I go to bed. Okay. Just real quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You guys can count to 20 and I get there. Then I'm done. I set my phone down and I don't even worry about it. Because if you hold on to your phone, you're going to start getting notifications and you won't go to bed. Okay, so do your 20, okay? Set your phone down, watch your TV show, go to bed, whatever you do next, okay? And the reason I encourage you to do that is because in the morning you're going to get up and it's going to help motivate you with your business because you're going to see that you have some notifications. You're going to see that people have requested or accepted your request, okay? So 20 people a night. Every time I go to bed, lay down real quickly. I can get that done in less than 5 minutes, y'all, easily, okay? And that's me filtering kind of through looking for my network of people. Now, this is kind of where you do have to judge the book by the cover a little bit. Look for people who, well, I don't want to say this correctly, but I'm just going to say it, that kind of look like they got it together, okay? You know what I'm saying? You can tell a lot of people a lot about people when they post on their profile picture. You can tell, you really can. You can tell a lot about someone's personality with the pictures they post. Again, that's why it's attraction marketing. And another little point on that, why I told you sometimes I go back, is I personally, this is me, I actually used to have like my pink drink, like Plexus right here in my profile picture so everyone would know. But remember, I want people to be curious about what I do. So I'm not saying I never post about Plexus or have my pink drink in hand, but I don't want that to be the first thing they see, like me, like this, right when they are trying to friend request me. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that girl's crazy. Okay, so think about what your profile picture looks like and then think about what you're looking for in a team member as well, okay? Okay, now going back. So 20 friends a night. In the morning, what are you gonna do? Now, in the morning, your notifications are going, all right? And you should be seeing quite a bit. And this is what you do, okay? What do you do with these new friends now, okay? Used to, I would scare them away like crazy. I would message them right away and be like, hi, my name is Cayla, and I work with Plexus Worldwide, and I would love to da-da-da-da and da-da. And I was one of the creepers, y'all. Like, don't be that person. So use the algorithms to your advantage. So someone accepts my friend request, I go and I click on their page. I go and find a couple posts on their personal timeline and I comment on them. Why do I comment? Because the more I'm commenting, now they're going to start seeing more of my stuff. And so if you just do about 20 a night, then in the morning, you might not get all 20 in one day. Sometimes people are slower and you just never know. But if you have to keep up with it though, because if you forget, you're going to forget that they became your friend, and then they're never going to see your post and you're never going to see theirs. And it was a pointless, joint meeting or whatever. So 20 friends a night, you get up in the morning, you check it, you go to their page, and then you comment to get those algorithms starting. All right. That is important. That is one way to expand your network. If you're doing that every night, even 5 days a week, you should easily be able to grow your team about 400 to 500 people, okay? But I'm gonna give you something else, and that will help as well. So a lot throughout the last 18 months, I have heard people, and they're correct, they would say, join groups. I want you to be a part of different groups. So for me, mom groups, or, stay at home, again, know your network. That is so important, you guys. Know who you're reaching out to and what you can do to grab their attention. All right, so people would tell me that. So I was like, okay, well, I went and joined them all. And it was just like, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes with so many groups that we're already in, I'm like, I can't keep up. Am I just supposed to go friend them all and creep them out and message them? Like, I didn't know. Remember, I told you I'm a tangible person. I didn't know what to do. I learned by visual and I learned by hands-on, and I couldn't figure it out. So through some of the self-development, through talking with different people, and through learning and growing, I learned how to grow. So what I did is, this is my goal. For every week, I try to, in addition to my 20 people a night, okay, when I go to bed, I try to add 10 groups, okay? So this is what I do. I go and look, my network, so for me it's moms, it might be something else, but you've got to find what your niche is. And I would go ask to be a part of the group. So how do you do that? You're going to go to the group section on your phone, and there's actually a Discover tab. And you can look at all these different things. So you can look at parenting, you can look at sewing, you can look at college age, you can look at full-time moms or working moms, you can look at, there is a group for everything out there, okay? You've just got to keep thinking outside the box. And there is tons of groups on just that one thing. So every week, I try to add at least 10 groups. Now, if that freaks you out, start with 5. It's okay, okay? I'm not saying that you have to do it this way. Hold on, one more. I get worked up, so I got to, reflourish myself. I don't think reflourish is a word, but anyways, so I do 10 groups, and this is what I do, okay? It is now. So I will join the group, okay? And this is where you have to keep your eye on things, okay? So if you're not ready to do some work on your phone, then don't quite look at your notifications yet. Maybe 2 groups a night would be a good idea, to kind of slowly ease into it. Because if you do a lot at one time, let me tell you, it's good, but you're going to get a lot back at one time. And then you're like, oh, I got to respond. And it can be a little overwhelming. So do it at a steady pace. I join the group. In most groups, you have to be accepted first, okay? Then you'll get a notification that you're accepted. Once I get that notification that I'm accepted, I do an introduction post, okay? Some of you might have seen me post about this on the Slim Sisters page. So for me, my network, moms, is I did a picture of me and my family, just a cute little picture. And I did not say one thing about Plexus because I don't want them to be thinking I'm another one of those network marketers. I want to do network marketing right. And so it's building relationships. And that is what I do. So I did a post of myself and my family, and then I did an introductory post. And I just said something like, hey mamas, my name is Cayla Sandlin. I'm married to my high school sweetheart of 7 years. We have a little boy who's almost 2 in June. I'm new to these mama groups. And if it's a different group, you could say, I'm new to this whatever group. I'm new to these groups and I'm just looking for a community of friends. I would love for you to friend me on Facebook. Maybe if we're local, we could have a fun play date. And then excited to be on this journey together. Something like that. Like just completely innocent. And here's the thing, it's a win-win, y'all. great if they do Plexus, but I also might make a good friend too. Or I also might have an opportunity to share Christ with someone. I mean, you have no idea what could happen through just these, networking. So I had people end up friend requesting me. I asked them to do the work, y'all. So I didn't have to go through and friend them. I started that very first group I did. It was a really big group, like thousands and thousands of people. I'm not kidding. The next morning, because remember, a lot of times I do them at night, so then my work starts in the morning. That next morning, I probably had 50 or 60 friend requests from just those groups I had added in that night. And then as people start commenting on that post within the group, I comment too, because the more we comment, the more it's shooting back up in the news feed of the group, right? And then if they comment, I go make sure that I'm friending them. If someone likes it, I make sure I'm friending all of them. I'm expanding this network, okay? So now that is so important because I'm expanding my network, and if I'm doing that properly, now all of these new people are gonna see how I brand my life and what I'm about and what I do. So that person I told you that just messaged me right before this call, she was from a mom group. I have no idea who she is. In fact, technically, my husband added 5 ambassadors this month. I keep telling him he's getting the fame, but y'all, he's playing video games right now, so I don't think he was the one doing all the work, if you know what I mean. Love you, honey. But of those 5 people, I know one. I know one person. One person. All the other ones came from some of the groups, some of the friends, some of the something, and they reached out to me. Y'all, that's crazy. I've never had someone reach out to me before. Maybe one time in 18 months. But it's because why would someone want to reach out if I'm posting so much advertisement, so much graphic, I look like a walking infomercial, and people are not attracted to that. And also they might think in order for me to do this business, I have to do that. So therefore I don't want to do this business. But we can show them what it actually looks like. So here's another thing it really helps with. This expanding your network. What are some objections that you get from people? Some people say, oh, I don't want to post about Plexus on Facebook. I just am not that way. Oh, good, me either. I don't do that either. Oh, okay, like I don't. I just say that I work from home and I'm getting to wear my pajamas and a business top right now. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess that's true. Well, I just don't know anybody. Oh, really? Well, actually, almost every single one that joined my team last month, I don't know them either. Like it helps with your objections. It helps with those things that people are going to throw back at you as their excuses as to why they can't do something. And you can now relate to them. So that's another thing that it really helps with. So do you guys see why it's so important to grow your audience, you guys? Because 1,000 friends, it's not enough. 2,000 friends, it's not enough. 3,000, it's not enough. Get to your limit, okay? And I think it's great, like we all as Plexus need to support one another, but also don't just go and friend every single Plexus person in the whole entire world because you only get 5,000 people. And so I would love to see all my Plexus people, but if 4,000 of my people are Plexus people, well then I only have 1,000 for my growing network. You see what I'm saying? So friend each other, yes. Support each other, yes. But I'm just saying, just because they say Plexus and you have no idea who they are, don't be like, oh, you, because that's also taking up some of your networking. Does that make sense? So hopefully that helps you guys see. So we're branding ourselves properly. And then you're branding yourself properly. Sorry, y'all, I can't catch up with all of them yet, but we can definitely ask questions. Brand yourself properly. And if you're not doing that, you see why it's important. There's no point in doing step 2. Don't expand your network if you're not going to brand yourself properly. Do those things hand in hand. All right. And keep up with this because I'm telling you, it is going to, I have added customers and ambassadors like crazy this month. And that is the only thing I've done differently this month are these things I'm teaching you. So now you hopefully have people that you're hopefully getting more connections. And this is also going to help with this, you guys. I'm not saying don't continue to reach out to people. Okay. I don't want you to think that I'm saying that because it does work, but I want you to think about something. We have to catch up with the times, okay? So Amber's been doing Plexus longer than I have, quite a few years longer even than I have, and people have been doing it longer than Amber has. So What they did 5 years ago, I want you to kind of think of it like Plexus generations, okay? I like coin that phrase or something. What people did 5 and 6 years ago, that was their time and what was working then, okay? And I'm not saying it doesn't work now, but we have to learn how to keep up with the time. So yes, I need to reach out to people, and I completely agree. So those of you who are just starting right now and your upline has taught you the 5-3-1, which is reach out to 5 people, follow up with 3, train 1. Do it, because it does work. But here's what we're going to try to do. If we start our ambassadors off correctly, you guys, then what you can do is, while they're reaching out to their warm market and telling them about something they're just starting and how they would love for people to join them and be accountable with them, you're teaching them how to already build that network of their cold market, so that when their warm market has run out, now their cold market is their warm market. Do you see what I'm saying? So now you're continuing that cycle. So if we start our ambassadors off at the beginning strong, reaching out, and while they're reaching out, they're expanding their network. So they're getting this cold market, but that cold market is going to eventually become the warm market when they run out of their original warm market. And then you just continue that cycle on and on, so that you always have a warm market. You don't feel stuck. You don't feel like you've hit the bottom of your well, because there's so many people to still talk to. So I still reach out. I still reach out to at least 5 people every day. I have an ongoing list, and on that ongoing list are people now that have either reached out to me, or something else I try to do from these networkings is I try to look throughout these groups sometimes when I have a chance, or Facebook. The other day I saw someone asking about anxiety. The other day I saw someone asking about weight loss. The other day I saw someone talking about oh, darn it, I don't remember. But anyways, I reach out to those people, because I have something to reach out to them about. And I would not be a good friend, and even if I'm not their friend, I wouldn't be a good person if I didn't share that I really do have something that can help you with your constant anxiety or your constant migraines. And at least just reach out to them. And when I reach out to them, I always voice message y'all. And honestly, for a couple of reasons. One, I need something quick and easy because we're all busy, okay? Voice message, but they hear your passion. Can you guys imagine if I would do it? We're doing this training right now through a text message. Y'all would already be on snooze fest. You'd be out, okay? But you can engage with someone even through a voice text. So that's really important. So we have branding, talking about a little bit of algorithms. We have expanding your network. Now, how do you close the deal? So I think it's really important for you guys to know how to talk to your potentials. You have to, everyone's different, everyone's network is different, but you need to, one thing that I always tell people is get them talking. Y'all people love to talk about themselves. They do. They love to. Even if they're a quiet person, they really do want someone to listen to them. Let them talk. Ask them questions that get them talking. Don't ask them yes or no questions. Ask them questions that involve them having to write out a sentence at least. Okay? I want you to really focus on guiding the conversation. You see, I have so many people, and for so long I was this way too. I was so nervous when I would talk to someone because I was afraid I was going to say something wrong. I was afraid I was going to not say it correctly. I was afraid I wasn't going to give the right information. But if I start guiding the conversation, then I don't have to be worried about it. Let me give you just a real quick example, just because I don't want to keep you guys forever, but a real quick example of what I do. I'm talking to them, they express some type of interest, right? Okay, so I'm gonna ask them what are their personal health goals, or what are their personal health or finance goals? Like, how could I help them? Or what are their goals this year? Things like that. Get them to start saying, well, I'd love to lose 10 pounds, or I've really been struggling with my stomach, or, you know, whatever. Now, the hunter person in me, to jump on it because I'm excited someone's interested, will be like, oh, okay, well, then you need the triplex. But I didn't listen to them. Instead, I want you to sympathize with them. Really? Well, how long have you been dealing with that? I mean, do you have to take medication for that? Is that something that you take insulin for? Or, you know, is that, I mean, I've never heard about that before. I mean, is that this or this? Even if I've heard about it, y'all, I still ask questions and act like I haven't. Get them talking, okay? Relate with them. Sympathize with them. After I've been doing that, then I'm going to give them the best product option. Okay. I've already, just tell me more. Tell me more. Those are easy words to say. I've already asked them about their health or their finances. Okay. So depending on what their answer is, I'm going to kind of know how to go with my conversation. I'm going to talk about the best product option. And then what do you think after I talk about what best products, what's the next question going to be? How much does it cost, right? I know that that's going to be the next question because I'm guiding the conversation. Okay. What's the next question? They're going to ask that, and so what should I not do? Oh, it is $199 plus tax or whatever. Or you have to buy a welcome pack, or you could do this, or you could do that. You could buy wholesale. You could buy, y'all, you're going to just wait a second. Don't jump on them. Okay. And from here, this is what I actually do. And I found that it's really helped when people ask about the price. I get them talking again. I'll just say, well, what's the best type of budget that works for you to invest in your health monthly? I ask them that question. And that's what I personally do, and it's worked for me. I'm not saying that this is the only way, y'all. This is just what's worked for me. Because if they say, well, I really can only afford like $20 a month. Well, first of all, in my head, I'm like, oh, gosh, $20. And, and I just offered them, they wanted like, everything and $20. And so what I'll say is, well, for what we were talking about, the product, that one might be a little bit more than $20, but would you be interested in trying to get it free or even, make a little bit extra money on the side? Most of the time, free is really attractive to people, okay? So they're like, well, yeah, how could I do that? Well, again, I'm not texting. I'm voice messaging, or I'm already on the phone with them at this time, first of all. I'm not texting the whole entire thing. So I'm finding out, now I have an opportunity to really talk about the business, to really talk about what might work for them. So then I'm going to answer with the best way for them. If they say, no, I'm not interested in selling, I don't want to get them for free. We get those people, right? Nothing, don't want anything to do with it. Okay, well then $20, I'm going to give them say, well, probiotic is this much. You'll be a great customer. You qualify as a perfect VIP customer is what I call it sometimes. Makes them sound special. And then I close the deal. Okay, so if they say yes, they want to get it free, whatever it might be, right? Everyone's different. Now, how do I close the deal? So what I used to do is say, awesome, I would do one of two things. Well, let me know. Okay, well, first of all, they're never going to let you know, okay? If you haven't figured that out, for those of you who have been in Plexus more than like a week, they're not going to let you know, okay? Because it's not on their top priority. You have got to build on momentum. You are talking about it. They're interested. They want it. Now close the deal. So what else did I do wrong? I would say, okay, here's my website. Go do this, do this, do this, do this. And y'all, the list was like 7 numbers long. Well, I hated typing it. And if you have to copy and paste how to sign up, it's just too long, okay? If you have to save it in your notes, and that's what I was having to do. And I was freaking people out because they're like, oh my goodness, I have to do all of these things. Well, guess what? Their lives are busy. They don't have time to go do it. They don't, it is on the bottom of their list. And then what do we have to do? Hey, just wanted to see if you had any questions. Were you able to find everything okay on the website? How can I help you? We're trying to ask it in like all these different ways, the nicest way possible, when really we want to be like, how come you haven't signed up? So this is what I do. There's one of 2 ways, and I'll tell you which way I personally have found the best. One of 2 ways you can do. Build on that momentum, like I said. Use your website like gold, y'all. If you are putting your website all over Facebook, guess what? Facebook is seeing that too, and they're going to try to lessen your visibility because you look like a business post, okay? Use it like gold because first of all, people go to your website and they see retail prices. So boom, they're already done that. They're like, no way. They're going to see those prices. And then 2, especially right now, we're trying to get some work in our system and in our back office, and we're trying to enhance a lot of the things. Sometimes the system might not be working correctly, and wouldn't you hate to give that to them and that be like the one time it's not working correctly while we're trying to do some updates? So have good customer service, okay, is the main thing. So one thing that you can do when they're like, okay, yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm going to sign up for the triplex and I'm going to try to get it for free. Oh, awesome. Okay, well, here's what we can do. So there's one of 2 options. Here's option 1. You can say, do you have a second to talk real quick? I'd love to just walk you through it. It's so much easier. Okay, you could do that, all right, rather than giving them a list of everything. So you could, that's one option. And if they're like, no, I don't have time tonight. Perfect. What does tomorrow at 4 o'clock look like? Yeah, I literally give them the time and date, okay? But a lot of times I have found that even with doing this, a lot of times just because of the world we live in, I mean, who talks on the phone anymore? Okay, like I probably with Amber today, I have texted back and forth like 10 times, but one time I called and that was just because it was time sensitive. Otherwise we use voice messenger or whatever. I mean, we still talk. And so especially if you don't know someone, so what if this is one of those new people and you're asking them to talk on the phone? They might be hesitant because they don't know you, okay? And people just don't do that anymore. But I'm not saying, but that also is a really good option. So you have to know your network. I'm in a generation of millennials and we don't talk on the phone very much. So if you have a lot of people who enjoy talking on the phone and that's your niche, do it, okay? So that's one option because while you're talking on the phone, you can continue to build the relationship. So even if it is someone new, you can ask them more questions. You can get to talk with them and hear them. Something I've been personally doing and I have found it really helpful is I actually say, great, awesome. Well, let's get you started today. Do you want me to go ahead and get you signed up? They're like, yeah. And I say, okay, great. All I'm going to need is, and I just say, I just need your, I already have their name. I might already have their phone number. I just need your address. I just need your credit card information and we can go in an email and we can actually get you signed up right now. I'll send you your login information and you can change your password a little bit later if you want. Perfect. Well, you would think that a lot of people might be hesitant. And the reason we think that is because that might not be the way we used to do it. But so far, like I said, every single of the 5 ambassadors or 3 different customers this month, not one. They're like, great, perfect. Y'all, people even sent me pictures of their credit card. Like, it's crazy. I had one person who just said, can I call you and give you my credit card info? Perfect. Now, here's what it's helping with that. It's building the momentum right then. It is, and here's the thing, if it were me and roles were reversed, I don't want to go through an 8 and 10, 10-step process. I haven't had one person, even if it's an ambassador for Social Security, not one flinch. Because here's the thing, y'all, they don't know any other different way. They just want to sign up and get the products. This is their first time. So whatever you tell them to do, that's what they're going to do. But it's been closing the deal right then. And if you do any type of more self-development, you guys, on sales in general, even though I know we don't like to call ourselves sales, but in a sense we still are, that is the network. That's how you close the deal. You give them the option, you do it, it's done. You build on the momentum. They send the information, I go straight to my computer, type it all in, put it in, and I send them their login information, I send them their password, and guess what? If they're an ambassador, guess what I turn on for them? I turn on their convenience order. Yay! And I know that it's set up properly because we had already talked about that. They already know that they're going to be committed for the next 60 to 90 days. They already know that they're going to have an auto shipment. They already know all of those things. So I'm not doing anything sneaky. I made sure to do my job right and give them all the information they needed. Then I close the deal. And then I send them their login information and here's what the total was. And I mark in my planner when I need to follow up with them to make sure they got their products and get them started on the right foot. And what I personally do right after that, anytime a new ambassador or a new customer signs up, I grab right here. I go the old school way. I get a little handwritten note. And then, I don't have my business card right here. I put my business card in it and I tell them, thank you so, I'm so excited for you to get started on this journey. I cannot wait to do this business together. Or I cannot wait to see your, start feeling better and have more energy. And I do it right then and I get it in the mail the next day. And I know that that's just like a little extra thing, but y'all, that's starting customer service off on the right foot. Right then. Because guess what? We don't get these little things in the mail anymore, do we? Right? We just get junk or bills and nobody likes any of those. So you just started off your relationship and customer service with them right on the right foot. So that's what I've personally been doing. I'm not saying that that's the only way, but I know probably many of you were like me. When you try to close a deal, you waited forever to see if they would finally sign up. And when I was using that time to try to follow up with them and get them to sign up, I could have been using that energy on something else, meeting new people, expanding my network, reaching out to people. So anyways, those are kind of like my top 3 tips. I know it's a lot of information, but I hope you guys were able to learn a couple things new. And yeah, so.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, guys. I want to keep rolling because it is late. If you need to go, this is still going to be recorded, but I want to jump right into questions. Cayla, thank you so much. I took, I think, 7 pages of notes, and this is my second time to hear it. So I took down some questions as you were talking that I think may be triggered in other people's minds as well. First of all, don't everybody go friend Cayla on Facebook. She only gets 5,000 of them. So follow her. She can follow you back. But I'm being serious. And Cayla, if you need to unfriend me at any point to add more Plexus people, your more potentials, you just let me know. I'm kidding. You better never. I love what Cayla said. I wrote down just a couple of things here. I love what she said about this is network marketing for this day and age in 2017. It was very different when I started. And I want to point out that I think, and Cayla, we talked about this the other day, the biggest reason it is so different is because you guys just think about all the messages that you get from other network marketing companies. Think about all the groups you get added to without even being asked. Please don't do that. Drives me nuts. To other network marketing companies, okay? It's so different. Network marketing, the business itself, is growing and growing and growing and growing. And so think about your friends who aren't in another company. So they're not blasting it out there that they're in anything. Think about how many that they're getting from other people. Will you join this? Will you join this? Will you join this? That they're getting those cold messages. I got a message the other day from someone who she doesn't even know me. She doesn't even follow me on Facebook, asking me to join Plexus. And I said, I do Plexus. I'm a Diamond Ambassador. And she was like, oh, that's fantastic. Any tips for me? And I thought it was funny. I don't even know how she found me. She doesn't even follow me. So she does now. Okay. Cayla, question. What are some other network marketing sites that you use besides Facebook, if there are any, that you find are valuable and could help our business? You don't have to go into any detail on them. Just what are they?
I don't actually have a specific site. I just use YouTube a lot, y'all. That's my favorite. And so there's a lot of different people. I never say his name right, but Bob Hying or something like that. Is that right? You know what I'm talking about? He's got like the dark hair. He's more kind of motivational too, but I do a lot of people that I read. So like, I always see him from Amber Sheffield. That's right. He's her favorite in all caps. Okay, because he's good looking too. But yes, that's how you say his name. I do a lot of people that I read. So like my very first book I read was Sarah Robbins, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. And I personally give that to all my level 1s that I sign who are doing the business. I give that to them as a gift to start them off on the right foot. And so then there's a lot of Sarah Robbins stuff that I go and look at about network marketing as a whole. I've done a lot of Danny Johnson, Eric Worre, those, and honestly, those ones are like for network marketing as a whole. I just kind of research some of the authors, honestly, and then I use YouTube and I'll just type in if I'm interested about something and trying to expand network or do this, I Google it. That's kind of how I do my research, is using the master and the mind behind Google and YouTube.
Okay.
You find a lot.
Okay, first of all, that's the other Amber Livesey that thinks he's cute. I didn't type that. Just in case my husband watches this recording. Shame on you, Terry Paxton. Okay, I don't think I phrased my question right. I was talking so fast, but I love all your answers that you gave.
Well, round two.
What are other network marketing sites that you actively use, such as Instagram, Twitter, things like that, that you are seeing success with, or is most of your success coming from Facebook?
Yeah, totally different. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So other like social media things that I use.
Yeah.
So I use Facebook primarily. I use Instagram as well. I'm still learning more about Instagram. I do, and another thing that I can tell you guys is about algorithms. If you use Instagram and then you tell it to post to other sites, it's also going to lessen your visibility, because why is Facebook going to go and like boost and enhance Instagram? You know what I'm saying? So I'll put something in Facebook, I'll copy it, and then I'll paste it into Instagram. So I do 2 separate posts. So again, it takes a little bit longer. I use Instagram, and that's honestly all I personally use. I get too frustrated with Twitter because it only lets me have a certain amount of wording, and then I get freaked out because I can't quite get it all. So I'm not a Twitter gal, and I'm really showing my age somehow because I cannot figure out stinking Snapchat, y'all. So I might know all of these things about other social media, but me and my husband sat for like 20 minutes trying to figure out Snapchat, and then we just felt really old and we just gave up. So if someone wants to give me a training on Snapchat, you let me know.
I'll have Emma or Sarah give you a call, because
Perfect. But I really just use Facebook and Instagram. Those are my main ones that I personally use.
Okay. We have a question coming in from Claire Watson.
Okay.
Curious on your perspective of sharing other people's testimonies as far as it appearing infomercial, like especially when we don't know them personally. You know what I'm talking about? Like my friend, whoever, who I have no idea who they are, but they share a great story.
First of all, I'd tell you to just ask yourself, why are you sharing it? Like, why are you sharing this story? Did it speak to you in some way? Did it relate to you in some way? Or are you just sharing it because it's like a check off on your list? You know what I mean? Like, oh, here's a good story. This probably will reach someone. That's just being really intentional. So if it does, like, speak to you about a certain way, or you really relate to it, then you could copy what they're saying. But before, say why you enjoy this story so much, why this relates to you, why this stood out to you, why you're passionate about it. You see what I'm saying? So just think about why you're posting it. And then whatever you're thinking, try your best to just like transport that onto, not the paper, but onto social media, being real. And if you really don't have any emotional connection, or you're just kind of like, oh, this is probably a good one, then maybe just don't post it right then. You could maybe save it and maybe another time read back through it, and it might reach out to you, but that's where it's just coming to be intentional. So that's what I would say to do with those types of posts.
That's awesome. I love that, Cayla. How does it speak to you? Okay. I wanted to point something out. I jotted this down. I was listening to you talk and I was thinking about this. For some, you may be sitting here thinking, I don't have time to post on Facebook 5 times a day, and I don't have time to add myself to all these groups. I don't have time to do all this. And that's okay. But I do want you to remember, you are a business owner, and it's going to be up to you how this business runs. If you're willing to give it more time, that's okay. You have to remember, though, that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Is it still possible for people to go diamond in record time? Sure. Does it happen like it used to? No. And we've discussed why that is. But I just want you guys to remember, you are business owners. So consider, okay, I don't have time to post on Facebook or add to groups or send messages. Okay, here's something I want you to consider. I see Cayla the past month still doing other things, still living her life. This is not absorbing all of her time, okay? And then you have to ask yourself, okay, if I owned any other business, if I owned a shop, if I owned a restaurant, whatever, how much time would I be putting into that? For $35, you bought a business. And so when those thoughts start creeping in, just ask yourself, okay, how much time am I willing to give this? Cayla's right. She's added 5 ambassadors this month and 3 new customers. And there's something to that. There's something to what she's talking about. And that's why when I see the emails keep rolling in that she's added, that Cole has added a new ambassador, I'm like, okay, there's something to what she's talking about. That's why I've been so excited about this call. I'm going to quit gabbing and let's get to some of these questions over here on the side. I'm going to go up to the front because some of y'all posted questions a long time ago. Is there a reason why I don't see anybody now? Oh, that was before the call started. Color me with the embarrassment crayon. Okay. So what if you have posted some of the infomercial stuff? Would you tweak it now, Cayla? Would you go back and delete it? Do you leave it and just move forward?
I mean, if you've just recently done it, then maybe tweak it or take it off. But if it was a long time ago, then just leave it. I mean, I've been doing it for 1.5 years, y'all. So I'm not going to spend my time taking away those things when I would rather spend that time working on IPA. So if it's like real recent, then maybe go back and tweak it or make a couple changes. But I wouldn't say anything longer than like a few days to a week at the max. And hopefully you're not posting 6 times a day about plexus. So it shouldn't be that much, because if you are, then you're puking a little too much. So lower it just a little bit. And then, I don't know, that's what I would do. I wouldn't spend tons of time going back.
Talk to us about how to do a really good product post. You said you do a product post during the day.
Okay, so example today, Jessica and I'm using Jessica because we were with each other today. We're training for like a couch to 5K. Okay, we both hate running, and so we're challenging ourselves to do something, and so we're being accountable to each other. So we're a little more than halfway through, and she made an absolutely delicious P96 protein shake, y'all. Totally ask her for the recipe because it's delicious. And so all I put in my post earlier today, we did like one of those little boomerang. If y'all don't have the boomerang app, it is so much fun. Boomerang, okay? It's where you like kind of like move and it like makes you look silly, like forward and backwards. Anyways, we did that and we were drinking our smoothies, and all I said, I didn't even say plexus, all of this. I just said something like, I probably wrote it much better than what I'm going to say it. My sister-in-law and I are, she's wondering how I did that. My sister-in-law and I are training for a 5K, and we definitely needed a great protein post-workout shake. Love that I can have a protein shake that's natural and help feeding my muscles. Let me know if you want a sample. Let me know if you want, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's a product. I didn't say Plexus P96. It is gluten-free. We have vanilla, we have chocolate. You see what I mean? I've also done one the other day. There was like a big old lollipop, and I was pretending like I was licking it. And so I was talking about like, what's your go-to sugar craving? I'm so thankful I don't have to worry about craving carbs like I always used to. You know, if you crave something, or if you want to have, if you want help with your sugar levels or whatever, I'm totally better at writing y'all than talking it. Then write what your biggest craving is, and I'll send you a sample of what's helped me. So things like that, you see where I'm making them curious? So what is it? But I'm also giving them a call to action. I don't always do that in every post, like a sample or something like that, because that can kind of sound infomercially. And so I'm just, to your question, I can't read what it said. Did you end it with what? I can't do two things at once. Sorry.
This was actually Terry. Did you end it with a ask me? Terry's trying to be me tonight. It's okay.
I know. She's trying to be you. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I give it a call to action, message me, or let me help, or something like that. I don't always do it because, again, I don't want to always sound like, I'm being an advertisement. Because if I'm always saying, message me and I'll help you get started on your journey to success or whatever, then I don't know, that voice just comes in my head. So then therefore I sound like an advertisement. Mm-hmm. Does that help with some of the product? You have to be a little creative.
Yes. So in other words, you still keep, even that you're posting about product, you still keep it very personal. Do you guys get that? It's all personal. This is relationship marketing. I love this question. Would you list in your profile that you are a Plexus ambassador or not? Or would that be like your profile picture of you in the pink drink?
For me, I took it off. I no longer say, you know how they have like bios now that you can put, if you don't know this, you can go update your info. And I actually took off, Plexus worldwide. And again, it's not because I am love and I'm proud of Plexus. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this call. But again, when they see Cayla Sandlin, they see my profile picture, Senior Ruby Ambassador, Plexus Worldwide, number 4948, you know what I mean? I took that off. And so you can actually put in a bio what you are. And so I put something like dream chaser, fearless, daughter of the king. Like, put my life and who I am. And that I just did because as I'm accepting these new friends, they're going to very quickly see me, my name, and what I do. And so that's the reason why I took it off for me personally. So
awesome. I'll be real honest with you guys. I'm pretty proud to be a Diamond Ambassador. It's staying on my profile at least for a little while. I actually get people asking me what that even means, so I'm leaving it. But anyways, it's like Cayla said, that's up to y'all. This is a great question. This is from Tiffany. Do you think if we've been in some groups for a while, and added them attempting to grow our network, we could still somehow take advantage and make a similar info post? So in other words, she's been in a group for a while. Can she still go and make that post even though she's not brand new to it?
I would, but I would just word it a little bit differently, being like, hey, y'all, I've been a part of this group for a little while. I really would love to build my community, though, and continue. And maybe if any of y'all are local, get together. I'm using that as a mom example. But
Not with the creepers, y'all. Not with the creepers.
Filter. But yeah, I would just say I've been a part of this group for a little while, and I've really been more invested in it, and just be real. Just be you. And I would do that again. Because here's the thing, there's probably tons of people who've added that group since you've been in it, and you've been active in it, and just do.
That's awesome. Cayla, what you just said kind of is the nail on the head for all of this. Just be you. Just present yourself. Plexus is a huge part of your life. You're going to share that. But like she said, you're going to share the other stuff that's a part of your life too. And you're just going to do it your way. You're going to be you. And if you are out speaking with someone and I'm having a one-on-one conversation, so many of our posts that we put on there on Facebook would be awkward. If I'm like, for $34.95, that's just a little bit weird. Did someone post something funny? Oh yeah, she stole me. I need to get me some orange glasses, or you need to get you some blue ones. Should all of our posts be public, Cayla?
I think that has to be your discretion. For me, like I said, anything that's out there is already out there. That's my personal opinion. So if I don't want the public to see a picture of my little boy, then I probably should have never posted it on any social media site ever. Because even though I put it as private, it's not. Right now I can type in Amber Livesey and I can probably find her address, her phone number, and everything on Google, which is crazy. So you can find a lot. So I personally just keep it as public. I'm not going to lie. There's a few times that I've gotten, and they're not like creepers. It's just sometimes they've tagged on my post. This has maybe happened 3 times, I think, where it's like some like site or like URL or something they want you to click on. And I don't know if it's like a spam thing or what. I just always go and delete it. So that's why you always have to be prepared when you expand your network. Your notifications are going to get a little crazy. And so I personally turn notifications off on my phone so that it's not dinging like crazy. And when I'm ready to go in and do it, I know, okay, I got 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I'm going to get back to all these notifications real quick because I got a lot of friend requests. And when I get a friend request, I know what I need to do after that. I got to go comment. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to forget. So that will be a really good point for you. Take it off of your phone. And then you're going to still see the little number, okay, on the Facebook that'll tell you, like right now, I got a lot of friend requests. So right now, I probably have it says 63 notifications. So I've got to go through those and I'll do it sometime before I go to bed. And, did I answer the question or did I ramble?
Yeah, no, you answered the question great.
Okay,
you kind of hit on this and I get it, but let's directly answer the question. What is the benefit to adding yourself to groups and all of this at nighttime?
The reason I do it at nighttime is because you're going to start getting a lot of action afterwards. And I'm personally, for some of you people, like when Amber said a little bit earlier too, well, let me go back. So I do it at nighttime because in the morning I'm going to get a lot of action probably because people stay on their phones late at night. And then in the morning, I'm ready for IPA. I'm ready to start my day. I did my motivational quote. I'm ready to go. I did my devotions, whatever I do in the morning, I'm ready to go. And now I'm ready to tackle my IPA and my networking and I'm ready to go. But also another reason I do it is because for some of you people, like she was talking about, maybe I can't do this. I can't do this. This is how I work. I am a woman of, if you could see my desk right now, I have about 5 different lists of how I work. This is my end of the month, people I need to work on for March 31st to get them up so I can get my points up. This is, my people I talk to on a weekly basis. Okay. That's my list. So why this is helpful for me is because when I lay down, that's a cue in my head. Okay, friends, I didn't forget. I'm laying down in bed, kids asleep, nothing's going on. I can real quickly, it's kind of like a cue for me. You know what I'm saying? So my friends, a girl that I am working with right now on a weekly basis, kind of like an accountability, she works and is trying to get her posts in. So right now we're working on 3 posts. She knows every morning motivation. when I go eat lunch, whatever time that is, I'm going to real quickly do my product or business. And then at nighttime, that's my cue. This is personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like something to give you a cue of like, oh yeah, I got to friend my friends now. I'm laying in bed. It's time to do my networking real quick. So that's another reason, is because I'll forget too, y'all. I'm busy and I don't do it, but it's kind of a memory jogger for me, and like a like light bulb that goes off.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Now I'm going to be an advocate for husbands everywhere. You don't have to do it in bed. I'm just teasing.
I do watch a show before we go to sleep. So I normally lay down. I do it real quick. Takes me less than 5 minutes.
I know. I'm kidding.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but set it down and be done with it, y'all. Don't.
That's the key right there. Set it down and be done with it. You have to remember, no one's waiting for you to return a message to go into the operating room. Okay. This isn't life and death, y'all. Set it down, be done with it. Set those business hours. When it's family time, it's family time. When it's bedtime, whatever the case may be. But you have to be able to set it down and run with it. Could you give an example of what your this may take a while. We may want you to type this out. What your follow-up system looks like, and a daily IPA. Cayla, I tell you what, would you want to think about that one for a little bit and maybe do a live video on the Slim Sisters page?
Sure.
Just, you can wait till after Saturday's done. We have that big live event. Or, I mean, if you want to address it now, but that may take some time. What do you think?
I can real quickly show you. I can actually show you. Really.
Okay, go for it.
Well, I say that my planner is actually in the kitchen. I have the Plexus planner, and I encourage anyone to get a planner. And I actually personally plan out. So I have a list of people, my ongoing list. Okay, right here. Remember, I told you I'm list. So these are all these people's names on all different lists, and I add to it. And I actually set up I reach out to 5 people a day. Remember, I told you all the other stuff I continue to do that we just talked about, but I reach out to 5 people a day from my list. Mm-hmm. And I actually have already written all the month of May. Every Monday through Friday has 5 people's names already written on each date. May 1st, May 2nd, or not May, sorry, April. I'm totally in the wrong month. April. So it'll start on whatever's the 3rd. April 3rd, 5 people's names. April 4th, 5 people's names. Like, I already have it done so that if I can work anywhere with that little planner. Okay, so I can really quickly send 5 messages to those people, voice messages that take me a total of 5 minutes. And I already know ahead of time who I've got to reach out to. I don't have to go look at my list, find it. Well, I'm not at home. I don't know where my list is, whatever. So that's my reaching out. My follow-up, it honestly just depends on the person. I normally, anytime I talk with someone who does have an interest, this is key, you guys, is if they are interested and you are going to have to need to be follow up with them, like it wasn't a good closing deal, or they hadn't wanted to think about it more or whatever, you have got to give them a time and date as to when you are going to contact them again. End one exposure with opening up another exposure, so that you know, and I go straight to my planner and I write it in there of when I'm following up. Otherwise, I use follow-up Fridays. Follow-up Fridays are people I've been talking to all that week, people I need to reach out to from any new customers or any new ambassadors. And honestly, that's how I've done the best with follow-ups, is just knowing Friday I spend my days reaching out to some of those people I need to follow up with. So I don't know if that was helpful. It was kind of a real quick version.
That was really good. And can you guys tell that Cayla recognizes she's a business owner? With all of these lists and her systems and everything, is everybody going to have to do it the same way? Of course not. I see Cayla's got a lot of stuff typed out. I love computer. I love design. I love all that. I'm proficient in it. When it comes to my list, I write everything down. My brain just operates better that way. But you've got to have some organization to this. You don't have to everybody do it the same way. It is your business. But Cayla's taking the bull by the horns and knows, okay, I own this business. It's going to be what I make of it. Amy has a question. What if you take someone's post from a long time ago? Is that okay, or will it mess with the algorithms?
I don't think that it messes with the algorithms, but I would still say try to change it up and make it, because there are some really good posts out there and that, we like. And so sometimes I put them in my notes to remind me. So there are times I have that dead time where I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot think of anything. My brain is so dead, but I still want to be intentional. So I might look at some of those old posts that I've saved. Maybe I've liked someone else's, or maybe Amy, I liked yours. So I saved it in my notes and I kind of look through it a little bit, but I still would say try to change it take what the bulk of it is saying and rewrite it for yourself. And the only reason I say that is because it's still being intentional, because you know, Claire doesn't speak like I speak, and I don't speak like Amber speaks. And you know what I mean? Like, and people are going to start to see through that really easily. And you just never know what might come up in someone else's newsfeed, even if you might have, especially if we're all joining different mom groups or whatever, we might get some mutual friends. And, you know, you want to look as genuine as you can. So I guess I could take it back to, why are you posting it? If it really spoke to you, then rewrite it in your own words. And I know it takes time, but again, to get the results, I just feel like that tends to be a little bit better. Now, am I going to say that I've never copied or pasted? Absolutely not. And, you know, but I'm really going to try to be intentional about that going forward. So I don't think it messes with algorithms though, but just kind of tweak it to make it more like you.
That's good. I love that. Like Ross says, front and back. Did you see that comment, Cayla?
I didn't. I saw y'all laughing, and then I felt left out, and I was finishing the question.
So I took so many pages of notes, like Ross says, front and back. And I don't know if you know that, but you're talking to two very big Friends fans here. So well done. Okay, I don't have any more questions. Anybody got anything they want to put in the chat real quick? If not, we're going to go speak now or forever hold your peace, because I haven't even had dinner yet. I need to make a Plexus 96.
Hey, get Jessica to give you the recipe. It's good.
Oh, yeah. I'll just come over, Jess. Just get one for me real quick. Oh, wait. Bethany had a question up here. Let me look for it. Cayla, this has been a great call. You're going to kill it on Saturday.
Oh, thanks.
When you know someone, but you better not take this much time or you'll go into my time. When you know someone doesn't have a whole lot of money to spend, but they are interested in getting their products for free, how do you get them to purchase a welcome pack, or do you get them to purchase a welcome pack? That's a great question.
Yes, always a welcome pack. I personally would rather help them raise the money to get started with the welcome pack, because you're going to start a trend. Because if you don't have them get a welcome pack, then they're going to have their person not get a welcome pack. And so you lead by example. So I start giving them ideas. Y'all, there's so much stuff you can easily, you know, if I say, okay, how much would you need? Well, one, we know how much they need. How much more would you need? How much could you come up front with that money? If they're really interested in doing the business, getting their products for free, work with them, get down to the questions. Okay. So if, you know, of that, you know, $100 for the welcome pack, or $133, whatever, how much could you pay right now? And they're like, okay, well, I could probably do $50 of it. Okay. I need you to say, we got to save that $50 and we're going to figure out a way for you to do it. And I mean, I've done with people, we've done ideas. I've had one person who's borrowed money from their dad asking for like a business investment and pay him back. I've had, I mean, there's tons of different things. I've had people sell stuff, you know, go through their closet, go take stuff to those like closed mentor places where you can resell stuff. I mean, there's lots of options, but you need to help them because obviously they're desperate for money. I don't know. I guess I could tell you how I signed up, but we're also recording, so I want to be careful on what I would say. But if you're desperate, you're going to make it happen. Let's just say I was desperate and I made it happen. Thankfully, I was able to pay it back, but I made it happen. And so you just have to work with them. I'm not saying that that's what you should tell people to do, to go into debt or anything like that. But work with them enough, give them ideas, give them alternatives. And if you're like, no, well, then they're already giving you the answer of where they stand. You see what I'm saying? If they're not willing to work and try different things, then they're kind of already telling you your answer. They're just maybe seeing if you can give them a better deal, and that's going to happen too.
That's good, Cayla. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to go ahead and close out this call. We can have a short little after party because I just like talking to y'all. Yeah, Saturday's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. We have a big event here in Dallas. And I really think, Cayla, I'm going to do what I mentioned to you and Julie. I'm going to go live. I'm going to do a Zoom just for Slim Sisters all day long Saturday. So it's going to be from 9 to 4 Central Time. Carrie Wilkerson is speaking first, then Celeste, then Jennifer Pickett. Then we'll have a break around noon. Cayla, correct me if I'm wrong with any of this. I'm not in any of the planning. I've just seen this once. Then Cayla will be then the Jewel panel, then Cayla, and then I'll be closing us out from like 3 to 4. Cayla's probably from like, what's your time frame, Cayla? In case.
I want to say that I don't know. I don't have it pulled up. I want to say
That's okay.
let's see, the Jewel panel starts at 12. No, the Jewel panel starts at like 12:30. I think I started like 2.
Okay, and then I'll follow Cayla. So the event is in Coppell, and yes, you can still sign up. I'll post about it in Slim Sisters here in just a little bit. It's $10 and super cheap for an all-day training, kind of a mini convention kind of thing. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, I have loved this call for so many reasons. I've loved the friend stuff in the comments as well. That's always a joy. I love that Terry wants to be me, and I love everything that we learned in this call. Thank you, Cayla, so much for your time and for expanding this to our whole team. I think that so many of us took tons of notes and got so much from this call. I keep getting text messages. I got one earlier that said, "This is brilliant." So thank you so much. And I want to point out, Cayla reached out to another friend who does network marketing. They sat down at lunch. They shared ideas. She gave her friend ideas. Her friend gave her some of these ideas. Don't be afraid to do that. There's so many different places we can learn new ways to do things. Okay, just use discretion. I'm just going to close this out in prayer real quick, and we'll be done. Dear Lord, I thank you so much for this amazing call. I thank you for Cayla, Lord. I just thank you for her friendship. I thank you for just the gifts that you've given her. Lord, I don't have the patience to search Facebook algorithms, and I thank you that I have a dear, dear friend that does. Lord, I just pray your richest blessing on her and her business, on Cole and Graham. Lord, I thank you so much for this team. Lord, just for what they mean to me, what they mean to Jana, and just for them loving us. And Lord, I pray that we're able to return that. And I pray your richest blessings on all who are on this call. Lord, in your name, we pray all of these things, and amen. All right, guys, I pray our richest blessings on everyone on our team, not just those that are on this call, but you guys know. I pray it more for y'all. I'm just kidding. Okay, we're done. Is anybody going to stick around for the after party? Is it too late? Terry, you're on like California time, so you're good to go. Claire, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Anyway, Kayla's done. She's out of here, y'all.
I'm here.
Oh, no, there she is. You just moved on my screen. Sorry.
I'm here.
You are here. You did fantastic, Chica. You did so, so, so good.
Are we still recording the after party?
Oh, here, I'll stop it. Thanks.